Hello everyone, this is Brenda with Busy Bees Custom Creations, and I am in a club, a monthly club called Jackie's Wreath Monthly Club, and she has challenged us to make a Valentine's Day wreath using everything left over from Christmas except for the Valentine's sign. So that's what I'm going to do, so I thought I'd bring you guys along to watch me. So I'm going to pan you guys down and get started. So let me pull it up here. See if I can get the live going so I can see your comments. Okay, here we go. Okay, when you come in, if you can tell me where you're from and let me know you're here, I would appreciate that. Comments. Okay. All right. Hey, is it Shelly? Hi, Shelly. From St. Louis, hello. Okay, so this is a 14-inch wreath frame from the Dollar Tree. And I just took pipe cleaners and put them on here. And then I have this sign I made. And I just bought the wood form from AC Moore, and then I just painted it. And I have this 10-inch mesh. It's kind of a jute mesh with red foil running through it. And then I have these 4 ribbons for my streamers. That's a 1.5 inch. And then I have just a plain red. And then the 1.5 inch with the red with the jute running through it, and then a plain tan. So I'm going to use that in every other one. So what I did was I took my mesh and I cut it, it's 10 inches wide, and I took it and I cut it to 30 inches long. So I already did that, so you don't have to sit here and watch me. Hi Diane from North Texas, how are you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mesh and we're going to do the kind of, I call it the scrooch method. So you just take it and you scrunch it up, kind of make a little, some people call it a butterfly, some people call it a bow tie, just depends what you want to do. Okay, then you take it in the middle and you place it in your pipe cleaner. Okay, let's turn this down so I don't hear myself here. There you go. And then you just twist tie it in there. And then I just kind of spread it out. Now what I did was I put the pipe cleaners around the top on every of the middle brace, and then I put them in the middle here. Now I may have to fill in once we get going, but that's how I always start. So if you have any questions, let me know. Is everyone ready for, oh, you haven't started yours yet, Diane? Ugh, it's... You know, I always like freak out because I'm like, oh my, what's it going to look like and how's it going to be? And, you know, sometimes I change my mind in the middle of a wreath and, you know, so I never know what direction it's going to go. You may start out with one idea in your head, and then once you get going, it kind of turns out differently. Does anyone else do that too? Because I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just can't decide. Hi, Wendy, how are you? So... Again, you're just taking it and twisting it, and I just kind of spread it out. So does everyone have their shopping done, their wrapping done? I finally finished everything, got everything wrapped, so I am good to go. Thank goodness. It's rainy here today. It was in the 50s, but it was rainy, so I live in Pennsylvania. But they're saying on Christmas morning, we may get a dusting of snow, so we may have a white Christmas. Oh, your shopping's all done? Yeah, I don't blame you. I hate to shop with the crowds. I can't even stand it. Like, I don't even go out on Black Friday anymore because I'm just over that. You know... I don't know about a lot of you, but I even do a lot of it online now. Amazon, you have Amazon Prime. I just do a lot of it on Amazon too. So that makes it a whole lot easier. I think the younger people tend to do that a little more, but we in our, 50s tend to still go to the store and, want to do that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I did do a little more of it online this year. So, and I have my son, his wife, and he has 2 little boys. And Declan's going to be 4 in March, and Landon was just a year in July. And then I have my daughter, her husband, and her 4 boys. So I have 6 grandsons to shop for. The oldest one is 8, and then she has 8, 6, almost 5, and then an 8-month-old. So all boys, no girls. So, I can't buy a girl. My husband and I want a granddaughter so bad, but it's not going to happen. No, I don't sell them. I'm not very good at it. Shelly, I just made this one. I kind of tried my hand at it and see how it went. And I don't think it turned out too bad. I think it turned out pretty good. So we'll see how it looks in the wreath. I did a couple other ones. Because you can buy these at, like I said, at AC Moore. They're real thin, so you do have to be careful what you use to attach them. But, no, I don't sell signs. No. Signs are definitely not my thing. But I'm trying to find someone local here who would maybe paint stuff for me. I did ask for, you guys are going to laugh, I asked for a saw for Christmas from my kids, so I could cut out different designs of the signs. And then I found a local lady, an elderly lady, who paints, and so she said that she would paint them for me. So I'm hoping to connect with her after Christmas and see if she can, do a better job. I'm not a painter either. I'm terrible, but I don't think it turned out too bad. But yeah, I made 2 other ones. I made this one, a pink one. I don't know if you can see it, there's a glare. Painted it pink with the white dots and then the black around it. And then I did this one too. And like I said, I'm not a painter, so I don't know. I'm not too sure about those, so let me know what you guys think. I'm just not sure. But yeah, okay, so I just did the top row. So you guys can see that's looking pretty full already. And then I'm just going to go around the bottom row. Oh, thanks, Shelly. Yeah, I cannot. I've tried to, paint a couple things, and I'm just not good at it. I would just rather have someone else do it and stick to the wreath making. So, but I thought something like that, maybe, just paint it and put some circles on it or something. I thought, well, we'll see how it turns out. If it doesn't turn out, I'll paint over it. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the bottom row and do the same thing. If you guys can see that, you just kind of have to push it out of the way and do that. So how many of you guys make wreaths? Do you guys like to make the wreaths or no? I really enjoy it. I started doing it about a year ago, and really it's kind of become a passion of mine. I really enjoy doing it. It just kind of takes me away from the hustle and bustle of every day. And it just, I don't know, relaxes me and calms me down. So I do really enjoy it. Again, you just kind of have to find your pipe cleaners in there. And a lot of people use, like the work wreaths with the twist ties already attached. But those are expensive. They're like, they can be like $6 or $7 each. So, I don't know. I just use these for now. Oh, thank you, Shelly. Yeah, it's fun. And you just kind of have to, I still mess up all the time. I just kind of try new things and see how it turns out. And sometimes I just, you know, I don't like the way it turns out. And other times it's like, yes, it worked. I love it. But you just kind of have to keep practicing and keep trying different techniques and different things. And I've learned from so many people, from Jackie with the the monthly club I'm in with her, and from Damon Oates, from Nick, from Julie Samaka. I mean, there's so many people out there that just are so good at it. And they're so willing to, you know, teach you and help you. And it's just awesome. I mean, I think the wreathing community is very helpful with everyone. You know, they're not like, oh, this is what I do, you can't do it. They're very helpful, very willing to teach. And so that's what really helps, I think. So I've learned a lot also. But thank you, Shelly. I appreciate that. So, how many wreaths have you made so far? When did you get started, Shelly? Vicki, I started last November, and I really started doing it as a business and kind of really pushing to sell things really in September. I did a lot of craft shows, which, that's so much. Like, you're lugging everything and setting everything up, and, you know, then you don't know, you know, something that sells at one craft show might not necessarily sell at another craft show. So probably a couple months. I was doing it before. So, but like I said, I love it. I'm kind of addicted to it. It's hard. Like before Christmas, I was making so many wreaths. And you know, because that's the busy time. That's when people really buy. Most people put will put a Christmas wreath on their door, but they won't necessarily do an Easter or, a Valentine's Day or something like that. So, you just kind of have to go for it. But yeah, I've really liked it. Have you been making wreaths, Vicki? Do you make wreaths, or do you just kind of watch? Or I don't know. I enjoy it, but you haven't made one yet, Shelley? Yeah, it can be addicting. Don't be nervous. You know what? If it doesn't turn out, then you just take it apart and try something else. And sometimes with me, like I said, I start thinking that this is what I'm going to do with it. This is how it's going to turn out. And then I do it, and I'm like, nope, I didn't like it. So then I kind of leave it for a couple hours, because sometimes you just kind of, at least with me, I kind of have to walk away from it and come back to it and get like a fresh perspective on it. So, and then sometimes I go a totally different direction. Sometimes I think I'm going to put one sign on it, and I don't. I end up putting something else on it. So, okay, so that's the base. I think it turned out pretty good. And then I think there's a few spots I'm going to add a couple more. So what I'm going to do is going to take this, and I'm only going to cut 15 inches this time, because we're just filling in, so we really don't need to do the 30 inches again. So just cut a couple at 15. And I use this self-healing mat with the rotary cutter. And let me give you a tip, girls. If you have not gotten one of these, you have to get one. And also, I used this to wrap my Christmas presents, to cut my Christmas paper. And oh my goodness, it made it so much easier. It was so much easier to do. Like, you know, because the scissors and you got to cut it. I couldn't see it. So I thought, well, let me do it here. And I did it, and it was so much easier. I'm like, oh my word. I'm like, I should have thought of this a whole lot sooner. But I didn't. We made a fall Christmas wreath for friends and family. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, people really, you know, kind of like, oh, I really like that. You know, can you make me one? And that's kind of how it starts for a lot of people. They really enjoy doing it, and, you know, they get started. But one thing, these are very, very sharp, so make sure you close them when you're done, because you do not want to cut yourself. So for these, I will take pipe cleaners and Yeah, and you want a self-healing mat too. This is a self-healing mat. You can get them at Joann's. You can get them at Michael's, AC Moore, anywhere. You know, and get them with a coupon. I got mine with a coupon. I think it was a 50 or 60% off coupon. So it's so much easier because you don't want to cut on a table or anything like that. So we'll just take these last couple and kind of fill in where it looks a little bare. Yeah, you'll love the cutter. It really is. It makes such a huge difference. Now with this, I'm just going to take a half a pipe cleaner, and I just put it around the bow, and then I'm just going to like kind of go between on the bottom row. I don't know if you can see that on the bottom row where that bar is, just to kind of fill in a little bit because you don't want it to look bare. And then I just, you know, twist it good, and then just twist it around to kind of secure it. And you want to make sure when you do that, that you don't want these like poking out so it scratches someone's door. You kind of want to tuck it under so you don't get any scratching. So Shelly, when you make one, post it on my page so I can see it. But they're a lot of fun. And you know, I shop a lot. I do have a tax ID number, so I do order stuff now. If you're going to really do a business, you want to kind of make sure and do it right. So I can buy wholesale online and stuff. So I do get a lot of my stuff there. I'm not putting them, I'll show you what you want to do, Shelly. I hope I'm saying that right, by the way, Shelly. I take it, whoops. And the mesh has an automatic curl to it from being on the roll. If you can see that, it kind of wants to curl up. So I do make sure that the curl is facing down. And then I fold this cut edge under so it doesn't, because with mesh, it's going to fray no matter what you do. So you kind of want to just eliminate some of the fraying a little bit. And then I just take that at the end and fold it under a little bit again. And you kind of want to make sure you do it in the middle so it's even. And then again, you just want to twist it tight. And then find one of the bars and put it in there and twist it tight. So is everyone having everyone over to their house for Christmas, or are you going to your families for Christmas? We always have my kids and grandkids over Christmas Eve. And then my son goes to usually his in-laws for Christmas Day. And my daughter likes to stay home. With the 4 boys, you know, when my kids were growing up, we lived away from where my parents lived and where my in-laws lived, so we were never home for Christmas. So now she kind of always wants to be home for Christmas, but we do go over there for Christmas dinner. And we're going over to my son's for Christmas breakfast, like a brunch. So we'll be busy. Definitely we'll be busy. Okay, I think I need one more. So again, I'm just taking it in that bar and just kind of filling in a little bit because you don't want it to look bare. But once you get the streamers on, you really won't see it a lot. Hi, Tina. Welcome. Hey, Jackie. Thanks for coming on. Yep, I'm doing your challenge, Jackie. I'm doing your challenge. Oh, that's okay. I'm doing your challenge where you want us to do a Valentine wreath with Christmas, or our leftover Christmas stuff. So here we go, Jackie. So Jackie is one of my coaches, and she is phenomenal. I mean, I cannot hold a candle to what Jackie does. Her bows are amazing. She makes her streamers and her ribbon do exactly what she wants it to do. I haven't quite mastered that yet, but I'm learning. I'm learning from Jackie. So, you're going out on Christmas Eve? Oh, good. Yeah, we make, we do a little different for Christmas. We started a couple years ago, and again, I'm just taking it and putting it in the bar, like that. we started making strombolis. So we do homemade strombolis, you know, with all the toppings. My daughter-in-law makes the sauce, and we do steak strombolis, and everyone kind of decides what they want in there. I think I have one more to do. So, but it's really good. It's a lot of fun. So this is the last one here. I'm a little nervous, Jackie. Can you tell I'm blabbering? Hope I'm making sense. It is a little nerve-wracking, you know? You guys have done this before. I'm sure Jackie's such a natural at it, but I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. I'm trying to do more lives and putting myself out there and learning how to be brave. So that's what I'm doing. So I have all my presents wrapped and I'm ready to go. Thanks, Jackie. I have another live I'm doing on the 28th with another challenge that Jackie has. But yeah, so. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Oh, thanks, Nancy. Okay, so like I said, I've already cut my ribbons, my streamers, and I have 2 1.5 inches and 2 2.5. And I'm going to alternate in between, you know, doing 2 of one and 2 of the other. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to take 1 2.5 and 1 1.5, and I'm going to lay it on the top, fold it in half, and then Jackie kind of scrunches it. I can't do that, Jackie. And you can start anywhere. It doesn't really matter where you start. I'll grab a pipe cleaner and just twist. And like I said, Jackie is amazing at, you know, getting her tails to do exactly what she wants them to do, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. So, all right, then I'm going to take the other ribbons, the red one and the red and the brown, and do the same thing. Now, when you do this, it kind of drives me crazy when you end up with 2 of the same ribbon next to each other, but it's going to happen. You can't really stop it. So there's nothing much you can do. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And again, you just want to alternate the ribbons. Thanks, Terry. I appreciate it. You get kind of nervous, but you just have to get over that. So again, you just kind of from the bottom, as Jackie says, and kind of make it do what you want it to do, not what the ribbon wants to do. Okay. So I don't know. They say we might get a dusting on Christmas morning of snow, but hopefully it's not too much so it doesn't interfere with the traveling and all that kind of stuff. So is anybody else supposed to get snow for Christmas this year? Or is it going to be warm where you are? Or, like I said, today it's a little rainy. It rained all morning, and it's like 59 degrees. The mesh is 10 inches, and I cut it into 30-inch strips. So hopefully I cut enough tails. And I already made the bow. I made the chateau bow that Jackie created. So I made one. I don't know if we'll need another one or not, but we'll see. You got snow this morning. Oh, thank you for sharing. How much snow did you get? A lot, a little? I like snow, but it's such a pain. My husband travels a lot, so when he's not home, I kind of have to deal with the snow. And I have some back issues, not as bad as Jackie. Haven't needed surgery, but I have a bulging disc and herniated disc in my neck, so I have to be careful. So I don't like when he's headed down. Around how many pieces of 30-inch? I think I cut 12 because I did 12 pipe cleaners, and then once I filled them, I just went back and I cut, I think, 6 additional ones at 15 inches, and filled in the bottom. So okay, so that's the top done with the streamers. So now I will go and fill in the bottom. Oh, a dusting. It's already starting to melt. Well, that's good. Well, thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Yeah, if you like this, please like and share my page. I would appreciate it. Look, I have paint on my hand from when I was painting some signs this morning. So... yeah, you know, Jackie gave us this challenge about doing it with what we had left over, and I really kind of had to think, what do I have left over that'll go for Valentine's Day? What's going to work? What's not going to work? So I had these, so that's what I went with. Hi, Terry. How are you? Okay. And again, I'm just alternating the 2 different sets of ribbons. Okay. And we're just about done. Well, thanks for joining me, Terry. First time watching. I'm not on too much. I'm trying to get on more, but thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Oh, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hey, Damon, thanks for coming. I'm doing Jackie's challenge, Damon, so I have to make a wreath with all leftover stuff from Christmas. Okay. Damon is amazing as well. He is, I don't know where he finds the time or the energy to do half of the things he does. When you mention something to Damon, boy, it gets done. So he is so helpful to everyone, to the dogs and people alike. Yes, thank you, Jackie and Damon. I really appreciate it because we all kind of need to support each other. And that's what I like about the wreathing community. Everyone really does support. Hi, McCoy. Thank you. You know, my girlfriend has a jewelry business, and when I told her that, you know, she saw that I was liking other wreathers' pages, and she was like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, you shouldn't do that, you're going to give away all your secrets. And I'm like, well, they're not secrets. And the people that I follow that are experts at wreathing, like Damon and Jackie and Julie and Debbie and Nick, I'm like, they all share. It's not a secret. We're not trying to compete with anyone. We're trying to do our own work and, you know, be nice and not, you know, it doesn't have to get nasty and competitive, I don't think, anyway. But that's just me. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks, Damon. I appreciate it. So I'm on my last streamer here. And see how it turned out. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do on the 28th. Because Jackie has me doing another one on the 28th. So, okay. So there's all the streamers. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Okay. Now, like I said, I bought this this heart, the wood from AC Moore. And it was just a plain piece of wood. And I'm not a painter. I'm not great at this stuff. So I just kind of made it myself. Just painted it red and then did some swirls around it. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. I don't know if I should attach it. Just attach it. No, maybe. I don't know. Okay. So what I'm going to do to attach it, actually, because this is really super thin, and I tried a test piece with some staples, and they went right through. So I have this, thank you, Barbara. Thanks, Nancy. Thank you for sharing, Linda. I have this tool that actually, I don't know if you can see it. It's actually to cut metal, cut holes in metal. But I tried it on this and it worked great. So I was like, well, I'm going to use that. I think it would be a little easier because this is so thin. So all I'm really going to do is just take this and go right through because it is super, super thin. And see the little hole it made? Because it really is really, really thin. And I kept going through with the staples. So I didn't want to do that because then it won't look right. I'm just going to put 3 little holes in there. And then I'm going to take pipe cleaners. Oh, I'm out of pipe cleaners. Oh, here. Take my pipe cleaners and put them through, and then just attach it that way. Now, when I did it earlier, the pipe cleaners went right through. Of course, it doesn't want to go through, so I will get a pair of my pliers and see if I can pull it through. Oh, thank you, McCoy. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm learning a lot from everyone else on here. If I can't get this through, I will just use... Oh, there it goes. Okay. So I'm just going to pop the pipe cleaners through and twist it real good. And do that with the second one. And like I said, when I did it this morning to test it to see if it would work, because sometimes you go right through the sign with your with your staples, and then it doesn't look very good. Try to make that a little bigger. Paint marker, you could put swirls in the dots. Oh, that's a good idea, Jackie. Yeah, maybe I'll have to go back and do that. Because I'm not a painter. I just did it. I couldn't find any Valentine's Day signs because I didn't have any left over from this year. So I just kind of winged it a little bit. So I'll have to go back and do that. And the last pipe cleaner. Okay. And then I know Damon always says there's always a wonky part to your wreath. There's always one area that you don't like or didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. So try to find that spot and put your sign there. So what I'm going to do is try and find, okay. I know a lot of people say don't put the sign in the middle, put it on the side. I don't know, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And then really I'm just taking the pipe cleaner and running it through and trying to find the spot on the back. That's my alarm. I have to make some chocolate mousse for Christmas Eve tomorrow. It had to be in the refrigerator for 2 hours, so I set an alarm so I would know when it was done. Okay, I'm going to feed that one through. And then this last one. Okay. Now I want to try not to make your sign too tight or too loose. So I kind of turn it over. And then I'm just taking it and I will just wrap it around the frame. Oh, thank you. Thanks, McCoy. I appreciate it. Yeah, chocolate mousse. Oh, I know, it's so good. So good. So I have to get downstairs and finish it when I'm done when I'm done with the wreath, because it had to sit in the refrigerator for 2 hours before you finish it. So, okay. And when I first attach it, I don't do it quite as tight or all the way, because I like to check and make sure that it's where I want it. You see, sometimes it gets too far up or too far down, and then, but I think that looks pretty good. So once you have it where you want it, I just kind of tighten it. And I just keep twisting it around the frame. Oh, you make it also, Inga? Oh, you'll have to share the recipe. It isn't too bad, but you have to, like I said, you have to make part of it and then put it in the refrigerator for 2 hours and then go back and finish it up. So, all right, so the last one here. Okay. All right. Okay. So not too bad. And then I did make a chateau bow per Jackie. So this is my chateau bow. And I think I'm probably going to need to make, and I always make my tails really long because I figure I can cut them shorter, but I can't make them longer if they're too short. So I know I always make mine super long, and then once I get it on the wreath and kind of see how I want it, I always cut them a little smaller. So I think I'm going to put this down at the bottom. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I used the Pro Bow the hand. I'll tell you, if I didn't have that, I could not make a bow to save my life because I'm not a bow maker. And really, I couldn't do it without it. I really couldn't. And I love using it. And Regina is so sweet and so kind and so helpful. So, okay. I think that's where I'm going to put it. And again, I don't tighten it all the way until I know for sure that that's where I want it. And again, I'm just taking it and wrapping it around the frame. And then I'll go back and fix that too. But, okay. Not too bad. And then, you know, you'll want to go and fix your tails and everything. And what I tend to do with these, oh my, Inga, I wish I could do them by hand, but I just can't. I don't know, they turn out so wonky and so bad. So what I do with these is sometimes I'll take them and I'll cut them off. Other times I will take a dowel and just twist them and kind of make them like a little curly Q. You know, it just kind of depends. So do that. So I think that's probably what I'll do, is go through and kind of twist them together like that. And then, like I said, you're always kind of fussing with your tails too to make them do what you want to do. And kind of get hidden in here. Well, I'm glad you guys like it. Thank you so much. If you'd like and share my page, I would appreciate it. And I do have an Etsy page also. But Damon and Jackie have been so helpful and so kind, and with all the training they do, that it really, I've come a long way. I look at the first wreaths I did. Oh, thank you for all the hearts and the thumbs up. I look at some of the first wreaths I did last year, and I think, oh my goodness, I can't believe anyone actually bought those. So I have learned so much in the year that I have been doing this. But God bless the ones that bought the first ones, because I look back and I don't think they're very good. Hey, Deborah from Virginia. Where do you live at in Virginia? I used to live in Midlothian. I loved it there. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Thank you, Donna. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think I'm just going to kind of keep this. Thank you, Inga. I appreciate it. You as well. I'm going to keep it kind of easy peasy, and that's my wreath. Hope you like it. You can see the whole thing. Let me see here. I can hold it back a little bit. So that's my challenge from Jackie, and I hope you all like it. And thank you so much for sharing and liking my page, and tell your friends about it. And I will, like I said, we'll be on again on the 28th at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for, oops, that one came out. I'll have to fix that, for another wreath. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I will. So thank you all so much. And like I said, like and share my page. And have a Merry, Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. And thanks again. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.